Hare Krishna, everyone. So we'll begin with prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim nitkripatamahamam vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. So, anybody remembers what we did last class? What did we discuss? You can unmute and you can raise your hands. And I see many have done the shlokas also. And I did not do my homework of sending the shlokas, I think, the last class. Did I? Yeah, I think I sent it. Uh, yeah, we did. What did we do about last class? Anybody would like to share? Thank you, Disha Mataji, Vanaja Mataji, and who else? Asha Mataji, Sureka Mataji for putting your audios. Is very good to do that. I know it's a little bit of hard work, but then, no pain, no gain. These uh, shlokas will come forever with us, right? So I don't know if we saw the story of Gajendra, the elephant, in the ninth canto. There is this elephant. Let me show that video. So why we have to learn these shlokas, right? It's so difficult. It's not something that can't wait. I mean, we are not used to that. We did it in school, and we're not going to go to any competition. So why? So in the eighth canto, there is this elephant Gajendra's crisis, Gajendra's prayers of surrender, and Gajendra returns to the spiritual world. So, okay, in short, there is this elephant, Gaja Indra. Gaja means elephant, and this is happening not in the earthly planet, in the celestial planet. And so he's going and enjoying with the she elephants and all, and suddenly the crocodile comes and catches hold of his leg. And then first he thought, for an elephant, what's a crocodile? What's the weight of an elephant? What's the weight of a crocodile? Right? So he could easily smash the crocodile with just crushing it. But the crocodile was becoming uh, stronger and stronger because it was in the water. Crocodile wouldn't let go. Crocodile knew if I let go this, that's the end of my life. So all the elephants tried to pull and nothing happened. And then he's praying, surrender. Okay. So if we see this, um, in this chapter, the prayers by Gajendra, the king of the elephants, are described. It appears that the king of the elephants was formerly a human being known as Indradyumna, and he learned the prayer to the Supreme Lord. Fortunately, he remembered that prayer and began to chant it to himself, not even aloud. Chant it to himself means in the mind, right? So then he's saying this prayer, which is very famous, Gajendra's prayers. Uh, and the third, so what did, so he learned the prayer when he was a human being, right? And yeah, we'll just read this. There are shlokas beyond this. The fourth chapter describes the previous birth of Gajendra and the crocodile. Anybody wants to volunteer to read? Because these are all Srimad Bhagavatam. When we read, we are getting mercy of the Lord. It's like recitation. Yeah. Vanaja Mataji, you can read and then after that Prasad.
Hare Krishna. Gajendra returns to the spiritual world. This fourth chapter describes the previous birth of Gajendra and the crocodile. It tells how the crocodile became a Gandharva and how Gajendra became an associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a king on the Gandharva planet whose name was Ho Ho. Once this king, Ho Ho, was enjoying with women in the water, and while enjoying, he pulled the leg of Devala Rishi, who was also taking a bath in the water. Upon this, the sage became very angry and immediately cursed him to become a crocodile. King Hoho was very sorry when cursed in that way, and he begged pardon from the sage, who in compassion gave him the benediction that he would be freed when Gajendra was delivered by the personality of Godhead. Thus the crocodile was delivered when killed by Narayana. When Gajendra, by the mercy of
Yeah,
the Lord,
we'll pause here. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Mataji.
Sure. When Gajendra, by the mercy of the Lord, became one of the Lord's associates in Vaikunta, he got four hands. This achievement is called Sarupya Mukti, or the liberation of receiving a spiritual body exactly like that of a Narayana. Gajendra, in his previous birth, had been a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. His name was Indradyumna, and he was the king of the Tamila country. Following the Vedic principles, this king retired from family life and constructed a small cottage in the Malayachala hills, where he always worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead in silence. Agastya Rishi, along with many disciples, once approached King Indradyumna's ashrama, but because the king was meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could not receive Agastya Rishi properly. Thus the rishi became very angry and cursed the king to become a dull elephant. In accordance with this curse, the king was born as an elephant, and he forgot all about his previous activities in devotional service. Nonetheless, in his birth as an elephant, when he was dangerously attacked by the crocodile, he remembered his past life in devotional service and remembered a prayer he had learned in that life. Because of this prayer, he again received the mercy of the Lord. Thus, he was immediately delivered, and he became one of the Lord's four-handed associates.
Yeah. So why should we read the prayer by heart? Why should we read, sorry, the shlokas by heart?
So that we can remember the Lord.
Right. Even in the next birth. That's the power of these shlokas. That they come with us life after life. These looks like Panchatantra stories, but it is not, because in effect in Satya Yuga even the animals were talking. And also in the heavenly planets, the animals are of different category. And so we can see that how from human life one can go to animal life also. And from being in a Gandharva Loka or in a heavenly planet, also one can become an animal, right? Like a crocodile. But still, he forgot. When he was an elephant, he only thought he was an elephant. But when there is a crisis, at that time he remembered the prayers that he learned from the previous life and he recited them with his heart. So, one thing is knowing the shlokas, and another thing is knowing the shlokas with the meaning. So that we know when what the shloka mean and when we can, use it. They're all pointers of memory. So we can try and do this. I really appreciate those who are sending in audios, and others also please do send in the audios after memorizing. And if we can know the translation also, that's why I send the audio with the translation, because it's very good to not, maybe not word by word memorize the translation, but at least we should kind of know what the shloka is saying. So when we repeatedly hear the shloka and the translation, uh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so today we have a verse from 9th chapter, 9.14. So I thought it would be good to read, to see the context of the verse. We will read till 14 verses. Can some Prasad Prabhu, can you read first five verses?
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Text 2. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Text 3. Those who are not faithful in the devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Text 4. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Text 5. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation.
Thank you.
Hare
So we see how Krishna is saying this is the most confidential knowledge, and one who are doubtful, we cannot understand this knowledge. But for those who are faithful, we can understand it, because what he's going to say is beyond our sense of trying to figure out whether it's true or not. He's saying everything, I am pervading the entire universe and I'm the maintainer of all living entities. So, yeah, that's why he's saying that if you're doubting this, then I don't know where you'll go. Right? So, 6 to 10. Santosh. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Taji.
Hare Krishna Pankita. Wish you a very, very happy birthday.
Thank
May
you.
Krishna's blessings be on you.
Text 6. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. Text 7. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Text 8. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it is annihilated at the end. Text 9. O Dhanajaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. Text 10. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non moving beings under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pankita. So here we see in the cosmic level of details, Krishna is saying that how everything works under by his will, and he is not, um he's not bound by the work and the reactions, right? And finally, he's summarizing that the material nature is one of his energies and is working under his direction. But still, even though all pervading is present everywhere, he's still in his sweet human like form, holding a flute, adorning a peacock feather, playing pranks. So people think that how come the all pervading Brahman can do this? So what they do, let's see. Uh, Kiran Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Uh,
Text 11. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be. Text 12. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheist views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Text 13. O son of Pratha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Text 14. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Text 15. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, he's saying that there are some who will deride him and some who don't agree him to be the Supreme Lord because they're deluded. In delusion means what? What is true? We will mistake the rope to be snake and snake to be rope. That is delusion. What is truth? Who is really God? We will doubt him, whether he is God. But all these, paisa mangne wala God men, we will put our faith in them. So, who is really God, we will doubt. Who is not at all God, a cheat, we will think that they are God if we don't know this knowledge, right? So he's saying there are souls who are deluded and then they do like this, but there are other souls who are not deluded and they worship me with devotion. Okay, and okay, so let's continue and read and finish this. So we will be, we're only 15 shlokas more. Uh, yes, Lakmani Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Text 16. But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering. Text 17. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the label Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas. Text 18. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basics of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. Text 19. O Arjuna, I give heat, and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality, and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Text 20. Those who study the Veda and think the Soma jewels, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Hare Krishna.
So it's pretty straightforward how he's saying that when a person does sacrifice, he's everything in that. And, he's the father, mother, support, and grandsire. He's a witness. It's a very nice shloka. Goal, sustainer, master, witness, abode, refuge, and the most dear friend. How many times? Many times in Bhagavad Gita he says, I am the most dear friend, right? Inviting us to really see the truth. Okay. 21 to 25. Yes, Sumanji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Text 22. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have. Text 23. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. Text 24. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Text 25. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will live with me.
Thank
Text
you.
26.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, if we see, he's comparing this like if we go to the Vedas and do only ritualistic things, then we get pious activities that will put us in the heavenly planets. But again, after the pious activities are over, we come back here. But those who do exclusive devotional service to him, he says, I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So there may be many people who are attached to many other gods, right? But he's saying that in fact they are all actually worshipping me only, because ultimately all the worship goes to him, because he's the enjoyer and the master of all sacrifices and he's the supreme lord. But still, he gives a choice to us. If we want to worship the demigods, then we'll take birth among them. But if we want to worship the ancestors, then we'll go there. But those people who have this mode of ignorance, worshipping the ghosts and spirits, will again land up there. But he says how worshipping him is different from all this, because they will live with him continuously. Okay, 26 to 30. Disha, Taji, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 26. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Text 27. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Text 28. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Text 29. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So he's saying that how to worship him. We know that how to worship him. Um, okay. How to worship him? Just simple. A leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water. We'll cover this sloka in the next coming mm, uh, weeks. And then he says, do everything as an offering to me that will relieve you from the bondage to work. And although he is equal to everyone, if somebody renders service to him, becomes very dear to him. And such a person, even by mistake, if he is performing by accident, not by habit and by willfully doing that, by accident, if there is in the path of practicing bhakti yoga, he has committed something most abominable action. But if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly. Why? Because he's going to say in the next 4 verses. Who can read?
Pragya, eat.
Yeah, go ahead, Chini.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Hare Krishna. I joined late. Is it text 30?
31.
Sorry. Yeah. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Text 32, or should I continue?
Yeah, continue till 34.
O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Sudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Text 33. How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Text 34. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, because if someone is situated in the devotional path, they become righteous quickly and attain lasting peace. And this he's saying that you will never perish. My devotee never perishes. And devotion is not, devotional path like Vedic knowledge, is not a monopoly of Brahmanas or Kshatriyas. Even, not by birth, but uh, uh, they are the counselors and they are administrators and they are highly intellectual, and it is not that it is only their monopoly. He says anyone, you know even they may not be able to access the Vedas also, they can attain my supreme destination, doesn't matter. So doesn't mean that women are lower in birth. It's not considered like a lower category than men. But you see, generally, uh, women are more emotional and men are more, more suited to renunciation, and they go like that. And by nature, woman has to take more family responsibilities because a woman has a emotional quotient more, which is required to grow the family, to be in the children and other things. So because of this attachment, it may be difficult for someone to come to the spiritual level of knowledge. But once someone comes to the spiritual knowledge, then it doesn't, there is no more difference between women, men, whether, whether he's a worker class or a merchant class or whatever. Krishna is opening to everyone that no matter what, they can attain the supreme destination. And so we will go to today's sloka. This is about chanting the Mahamantra. We'll take questions a little later because I'm just realizing I'm starting the class now. So let's do this. You can all unmute and say after me. Satatam kirtayanto mam.
Satatam
Satatam kirtayanto mam.
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 Yatantascha dridhavrataha.
Yatantasya dridhavrataha.
Yatantascha dridhavrataha.
Yatantasya dridhavrataha.
Yatantascha dridhavrataha.
Yatantasya dridhavrataha.
Namasyantascha mam bhaktya.
Namasyantasya mam bhaktya.
Namasyantascha mam bhaktya.
Namasyantasya mam bhaktya.
Namasyantascha mam bhaktya.
Namasyantasya mam bhaktya.
Nitya yukta upasate.
Nityayukta upasate.
Nitya yukta upasate.
Nityayukta upasate.
Nitya yukta upasate.
Nityayukta upasate.
So this is the Vedic way of learning, either 3 times or 11 times. Everyone can mute yourself. So 3 times or 11 times we say something, it's stored in the brain. So like this way we can say 3 times a line and then 2 lines together 3 times, like that. So can someone read the word by word and the translation? Yes, Prasad.
Hare Krishna. Satatam, always. Kritayantatya, chanting. Mam, about me. Yatantha, fully endeavoring. Cha, also. Drida Vratha, with determination. Namasyantaha, offering obeisances. Cha, and Mam, me. Bhaktya, in devotion. Nitya Yukta, perpetually engaged. Upasate, worship. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So for those who had missed the previous classes, so if there is like a hyphen on top of this letter, then it has to be, it's a two syllable letter, Kirtayanto. And it's not mum, it is mam. Kirtayanto mam, vrataha. And yes, on top of that is like sh, Hindi, like second sh, yatantascha. So it is like, it's pronounced as SH as in shirt. Namasyantascha. Mam. Again, bhaktya. Nitya yukta. Upasate. This A we don't have hyphen, so it is ordinary, and this is upasate. Okay. So Krishna is saying satatam kirtayanto mam. So one way to access the Lord easily and for sure is chanting his glories or his holy names. And to chant the holy names of the Lord, we have to endeavor with great determination. Sometimes if we are not determined, then that will get knocked off. Okay, we will think that, okay, I'm going to chant 2 rounds today, but then, and the weekend comes, and then so many things happen, and then it's very easy to get this, for this habit to get broken. Again, to restart will be a huge effort. And again, if we are not determined, again it will break down. So it's very important to have determination. Determination means what? No matter what, if I promise to the Lord that I'm going to chant 2 rounds, then I do it. I don't sleep without doing it. And you may wonder, what if I'm not able to do it? The secret lies in our determination, because Krishna is there in our heart and is hearing our determination. If our determination is low, sometimes I will do, sometimes I will not, then we will not be able to do. But if our determination is strong, I would do it no matter what, then He, as Paramatma, uh, helps us and reminds us to do. This I've seen many times. Many people have also told, if they're determined, okay, I want to chant 2 malas, 2 into 108 times, then you will lie down on the bed, and then who reminds you? Because from Krishna comes remembrance, right? So he's reminding, oh, I did not chant today. Then, chanting you can do anytime, you can get up and do. So that is a determination that is required. Bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So chanting the holy names of the Lord. Why? Why chanting? Because the power of the sound creates revolutions. We know this, right? Martin Luther King, and there are so many people in the American history and in the world history also. Some speeches of them, it had created revolutions, because that's why ear is something that you can keep on feeding. You cannot keep on seeing, eyes will become tired, you cannot keep on eating, that you have a saturation point, but ears, you can keep on hearing. So the sound has created a revolution. We can see in Shakespeare plays also, Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet, and there are many things like one dialogue. Even in the movies, if you say famous movies, Shah Rukh Khan, Rajnikant movies, they do one dialogue and that becomes etched in the memory forever. People say it again and again. So we are all hungry for sound vibration, and that creates revolutions outside and also revolution in the mind. That's why it invokes emotions also. See, when the song, we can see that if it is a sad song, and people can get that emotion is past. If the person is very fired up, then that emotion is past. So, through the sound vibration, both mind and intelligence is reached. So, how is it that, we can see that when you go into the store to buy, have you seen any mall or stores? They constantly play the music. And then we get used to the music, and then during our shopping, then they play such a way that it it actually influences our decision. And wherever we go, we can see that music is a very important inseparable part. Even if people are alone also, they are constantly hearing something. So why? Because um, one thing is, it releases the hormone dopamine, which makes one feel good or feel satisfied. To even for sleep therapy, if you're not sleeping, then put music, light music, and according to the music, our mood can change, right? And also there are therapies, like now they're going in that they're natural painkillers, and you in the hospitals also, you can see that constantly music is running. So that absorbs the mind and takes off the absorption from the painful treatment. So this is very common, and also we see in many places in I don't know, Pondicherry is a place in South India where if even now if you go, they play soothing music, and then the water also forms into crystal, and it's a huge exhibit there. And when they put a very loud sound, then it gets disturbed and agitated, and we can see that music is there in response to the water also, because of the water content in the body also responds to music, and also the mind is made of subtle matter that can be hooked to the sound, right? Even many examples like this. These are only a few. That's why, and we'll see, we'll get carried away by this mantra, and then we'll remember that for sometimes, these advertisements, they cash in on this so much. They get a hookable slogan, and then a very attractive music, and then that's it. It keeps going. I remember a devotee was telling this. I don't know if I had shared this before. This so there was he was saying he was a devotee. He went to the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is Mayapur, and there is Ganga running. Uh, so people usually who go to Mayapur, they go and take a dip in the Ganga, and that Ganga is like it's very unpredictable. That suddenly the water may rise. So something like that happened on that day, and he was carried away, and he was like about to drown, or he drowned and he was trying to come alive, and then another devotee jumped in trying to make him, and they saved him. And then he had drunk a lot of water, and and then the sheer shock of it, that the near death experience, he was like uh, comforting, and they were comforting himself, and then they were asking, are you feeling okay? And he was very horrified, and they know that, yeah, it's horrifying. And he said that, of course, this experience teaches me a lesson, but what was more horrifying was what I thought of. I wanted to, when I knew that I'm going to die maybe very soon, and I have practiced my mind, I have to think of Krishna. But then one advertisement slogan gets stuck to my mind, that which I saw very early. I don't know if you remember this: washing powder Nirma, washing powder Nirma. The younger generation may not know this, but this is a very
Yes,
famous,
Mataji. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It was really nice said.
Right. And then there is a girl with a white
Yeah, there
skirt,
is a girl with a nice frock.
yeah, going around, and this is it was in I mean, washing powder. It's not even a bathing soap. Who cares about washing powder? But it is so, that advertisement is so this thing that everybody got that, the sales increased, and to such a point of absorption that this devotee, I mean, he watched it when he was like, he said, I watched it every single day when I was 10 years or 11 years old. And this happened when he was about 30 years old. But repeatedly, the end of the life, when he was thinking, only this was coming to the mind, and not Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which he has chanted 16 rounds for maybe like maybe a few years, maybe I don't know how many years, but so he's telling, this is so shocking, because we never know what we have absorbed and what will come. So that's why it's important what we hear, because it will decide our next life also, beyond our thing. And so mantra is very important. What we hear makes our mind happy, peaceful, ecstatic, controlled, wild, everything, right? If a person sees a horror movie, then you can see the next 1 week he'll be thinking about that scenes, that will only come. And then we think that we are getting rid of it, but that will go and stored in the mind, and we don't know when it will come up, right? So this mind has so much trash like this. Now, I mean, thank God the trash from the previous lives are not accessible, but they're still not gone. Like we have this habit, ladies, we have some, if we want to clean the house of cutlery or, unused clothes, unused things, unused utensils, we will not be throwing away them that easily. We'll think maybe I require it. Maybe, once in a year I need this. I need this pan, I need this serving vessel, and it goes on the top behind the shelf. And it remains there, occupying space, not within our mind, but it remains there. So, similarly, like this mind also, so many things we don't want to let go, even if they give us suffering, because we are not conscious and capable of doing that. That's why mantra is important, because that which delivers the mind is called mantra meditation. It's very important to do personal meditation, japa. Japa means telling softly to oneself. Actually, we are targeting the mind, our own mind. So that's why uh, japa is mantra, saying the mantra to one's own self, one's own mind, so that the mind is able to receive the sound vibration. And in that sound vibration, what happens is that the mind becomes, the trash starts getting cleansed in the mind. So there are two things. One is personal meditation, which is very, very important, and which is not dependent on whether we are getting together with devotees, whether we have the instruments and all. So this is the start. And then when we all come together, then when we have meditated enough and we chant in a group, then we can feel uh, the vibration there. Because when everyone comes together, who have all meditated on the transcendental vibration of the Lord, and they are chanting aloud, then their devotion in their heart, their prayer in the heart comes out, and that is purifying. Okay, that's why you see bhajan clubbing is very famous in India now. Instead of nightclubs, they don't drink, they don't smoke, but they come together in the night and do bhajans. I mean, why would they do that if they don't sense a sense of relief? Right? The material sounds, how much ever it is DJs and all the other rap music, nowadays generation children hear that, it's not going to elevate their consciousness. It may be entertaining looking like, but it's going to, it's going to get stuck in the mind like a bubble gum. Bubble gum, you try to remove by your hand, it will get stuck in the finger, and from this finger, it will go to this finger. It's very hard to remove that and throw it away. So that's why we take the help of a mantra. And it's a very powerful process, and it only requires our determination to do that. Nothing else is an investment. We can remain where we are. It's better we find a sacred place, or somewhere in the home, not necessarily the puja mandir, or somewhere where, and some time where we can stick to the time and the place and regularly do it every day. Then we see that it becomes a habit, and that will become the sacred space for us. And just like, when we watch TV, we are in the mood. When we do homework, or when the children do that, then they come to their study place, like that, at dinner table. So there has to be a spot, not necessarily, it's good if we have a puja place separately, or it can be even your patio, or you're sitting on the balcony or somewhere. But if we are able to do that regularly and fix a time and a place and stick to that, that which works, that works wonder, right? And if we think that this chanting is only, said by ISKCON, and no, there are many religion. You see the car, have you seen the car uh, there are, what is that? Slogans, praise the Lord, right? So always the Lord's name is glorified. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And Islam also, why do they 5 times they call the Lord? Namaz from the mosque you can see. So wherever they are, prayer rooms, it's again calling of the Lord, right? Chanting the name of the Lord. And they have a clicker also that they use. Previously, we were not getting counters in India much, and it used to come from the Middle East and Dubai, because sometimes we are not able to carry Japamala somewhere, then they use the clicker or counter. And because it's so much used in the Middle East by the people to chant the names of the Lord, counting on the thing. And why count? Because by count we are we are staying on track, right? It's not that if we don't count, people say I don't count, I chant whenever I can. It's like up and down. If we are serious, then we count, and we commit ourselves to the count. Similarly, Sikhism also, Guru Nanak says that in the ambrosial hours of the morning, I meditate on the grace of the true name. So they see the bhajans, the scripture, and the holy name of the Lord is glorified there. In Buddhism also, if you see videos of Nepal and Tibet and China and Japan, monks there constantly reciting, and theirs is very rigorous. They do 6 hours at a time, 8 hours at a time. Even small children who are training to be monks, then they practice repeating the name of Buddha. So repeating the name of the Lord is a universal principle. We can see in all religion. There are many other religions that's not covered here, but we can see. And Sanatan Dharma also says the same thing. Repeat the holy name of the Lord in the form of the mantra. So so many. Why? People may ask, why this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? It's so long. Why not something simple? Uh, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayana. Those are also names of the Lord. But we are not, able to follow anything. We don't have any rules and regulations mentality to follow. In Kali Yuga, what we are trained, if someone puts a rule, how to break it without getting caught. That's what. If in India, there is no use of the signals and stop sign. That's why there is no stop signs in India at all. It doesn't work. Signal only doesn't work. Red, if nobody is there, you cross. That's the meaning of red. Yellow, then you cross fast. Green, you go at a full speed. So we are trained like that. How to hack the system, how to cheat, how to circumvent, how will, we can have any sense of uh, rules and regulations work on us through the other mantras. So this Maha Mantra is like calling the Lord of the heart with no rules and Om, no Namaha. So that's why it works. Not every mantra we can sit on the bed and chant, or chant in the night or day also. But Kali Yuga cases like us, this is, given in a very simple process. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Sodasakam Namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. Iti Sodashakam. It's the diacritical marker, not the 16 words. In Kali, the influence of Kali, it destroys the influence of Kali. Nata parataropayaha. Nataha. There is no other parata upayaha. There is no other method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even if you search Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate, and this is Kali Santarana Upanishad says. And Brahmanda Purana also says that Nama Sankirtana Deva Tarakam Brahma Drishyate Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Nama Sankirtana, public chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, delivers a complete revelation of all spiritual reality. So, in Brahmanda Purana also it is mentioned in Canto 6. Of course, this we know in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3, Text 51. Kali Yuga is full of faults. Kaler dosha nide. Rajan, my dear king, astihi eko mahan gunaha. Astihi eko mahan, great quality. But there is still one great quality. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna Kirtan, Mukta Sangha, one can be free from material bondage. Param Brajet can be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So they are not exaggerating this. And this is a proof. This is proved one because scriptures don't exaggerate. Right? So in the age of Kali, there's a very simplified process. See, Dwaparyair Janair Vishnuhu Pancharatraistu Kevalaihi Kalautu Nama Matrena Pujyate Bhagavan Hari. In the age of Kali, people should simply chant the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing else will work, and the holy name will be the process of worship in all the other rituals. Even if we do arti, if we do offering, everywhere it gets purified by chanting the holy names of the Lord. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela is mentioned that Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam 3 times. Okay, Kevalam is only Kalau. Kalau means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Nastieva, Nastieva, Nastieva. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Gatir Anyata. No other gati other than this chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And this is again in the Ajamila chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Yamaraj is telling this. Etavan eva lokesmin pumsam dharma parapsmritaha bhakti yogo bhagavati tannama grihanadibihi. Devotional service beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. But this has to be done regularly and daily. Even the quantity is small also doesn't matter, but we need to do it every day. If we leave it, then we can see there are people who chanted and, due to lack of association, we tell them, please come. See, there are 100 people in the group, only 39, 40 comes here. So if we don't come here and don't keep in touch at least once a week, then that Bhagavad Gita, what we learned, will go in the deep of the heart and it will remain there. But we want to learn more. We want to practice more. We want to apply more. So it's important to be determined to chant every day and to come to the satsanga like this. So this is a research paper, a PhD research paper that was submitted by David B. Wolf and in Florida, University of Florida. So he made this with parameters. He proved that how the Mahamantra.
Spiritual disciplines recommend meditational practices such as silent meditation, silent recitation of mantras, and also the verbal repetition of specific mantras out loud. A clinical test of the benefits of mantra chanting was performed on 3 groups of 62 subjects, males and females of average age 25. They chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 25 minutes each day under strict clinical supervision. Results showed that regular chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra reduces stress and depression and helps reduce bad habits and addictions. These results formed a PhD thesis at Florida State University.
So we can see that even scientifically, they have proved the effects. So, the research abstract is, we can read his articles here, and how he measured stress. I mean, because a research paper is measurement, right? So, stress, depression, and the personality, how it changes. So he did this, and documented the result, and he had this research outcome which was documented also. So how, by the Mahamantra group, you can see that it has like decrease in stress is way high, other than more than the other mantras, and the decrease in depression also we can see how it is more, and increase in the quality of sattva. Otherwise, why would someone do this repeated chant if we don't taste any immediate calmness and relief? That is the mode of goodness. And also he said that how in the state of mind, there is a sleepy zone, and there is a drowsiness zone, and then there is a relaxed but alert zone. So mantra meditator was in this zone, right? And then there is an active zone and hyperactive zone. So the chanting of the Mahamantra puts us in this state, relaxed but alert zone. So it's not sleep and not active, but we sense the feeling of, we are relaxed at that time, but still we are not sleepy, we are alert. And also, how in the Puranas it is mentioned that just by chanting, if we have done any of this sinful activities, we get deleted. These things are deleted from our account, that we don't need to suffer for them. So this is like the seeds that are fried in a pan lose their potency to sprout. The harmful karmic reactions lose their power to act by the power of the holy names of Krishna. So this is again the Ajamila story. We will see that it changes the desires in the root. So there is no desires are the one that are tormenting us, and unwanted desires torment us more. And we like if you remember the picture of the horses and the mind, and I mean horses are going here and there. So regular chanting can uproot our deep passion for something that we know that it's not good for us. It's easy to give them up, because this is a benefit of again chanting the Mahamantra, and Krishna is from the heart knows what is troubling us. We ourselves don't know what's troubling us and why we are behaving in such a way. But unwanted material desires, we get relief, and we burn away bad habits also. Because the taste in the holy name will put us in the mode of sattva, that even when there is a provocation to engage into bad habits, we will the person who is chanting can resist that. He has so much self-control. So Srila Prabhupada proved this, that when he came in the beginning to America, it was only through to hippies that he landed there. There is nobody to sponsor, no one to keep him in his house. He only somebody found him a rental place in the downtown New York, which was filled with hippies, but he gave them prasadam, and he gave them the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and they could see that they're giving up the bad habits. How? No, they couldn't explain this. Many are, like now 60, 70 years old, and they have explained how they were when they initially came and how they slowly, through chanting regularly and taking the food that's offered to Krishna, they became very happy. Why they are taking drugs? Ultimately to be happy. But if they are able to be happy by chanting the holy names of the Lord and relieved from a torment of unwanted sinful desires, why would they not do that? So, yeah, we can see people from various backgrounds, uh, irrespective of which country they are from, what they're doing, they have something to say about the chanting the holy names of the Lord. And Rishikesh Mafatlal, he and his wife still serves the temple in Juhu, and they, design the outfits and do so much service there, teach Bhagavad Gita, they themselves chanting very regularly, and helping other people also to do that. So we can see even George Harrison, he's no more now, but he was a famous guru of the pop music. And he, if you look up George Harrison songs, many of his songs, not many, but at least quite a many of his later part of his songs are Bhagavad Gita put into poetic forms, and he's talking about detachment, bhakti, and all that. So we can see this Alfred Ford, he's still now contributing for the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, TOVP, which they've been building it since 2008, and it is going to be opening in 2026. It's after the opening, there are so many world wonders in that. One of them is the presentation of the Vedic cosmology in a chandelier form, in exhibits and all that. So Alfred Ford, who's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and his name is Ambarish Das. Can Google about him also. So he has committed himself to chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and in fact, his daughter graduated, and his mother gave his daughter $1 million as as a token of appreciation for her graduation, and she donated that to her father's cause, to the temple. Just that $1 million directly goes to the temple, like father, like daughter. This was recently news. So we can see so many experiences. So now we will conclude with this one more shloka, which will also be our memorization shloka 10.25. Everyone can unmute and repeat after me. Maharshinaam Briguraham.
Maharshina Briguraham.
Maharshinaam Briguraham.
Maharshina Briguraham.
Maharshinaam Briguraham.
Maharshina
Briguraham.
Giramasmi ekamaksharam.
Rasmi
Ekam
Aksharam.
Giramasmi ekamaksharam.
Asmi
Asmi Ekam
Ekamasram.
Charan
Giramasmi ekamaksharam.
Giram
Ekam
Ekamaksharam
Yajnanam japa yajñosmi.
Yajnanam
Japo
Yajnoni
Yajnanam japa yajñosmi.
Yajnanam japa yajñosmi.
Yajnanam
Yajnanam japa yajñosmi.
Yajnanam
Japa
japa yajñosmi.
Yajnosmi
Tavaranam Himalayah.
Tavaranam
Stavaranam Himalaya.
Tavaranam Himalayah.
Stavaranam
Avaranam
Himalaya
Himalaya.
Tavaranam Himalayah.
Savarana
Himalaya. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, Yajnanam, Japa Yajnosmi. I am the chanting of the holy name Japa. And of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas.
So what is the dot means on the M?
It's a aham, like basically it's the syllable, half syllabus, ahan, like
Okay.
that to say, but it's okay. It doesn't make much difference in telling M and a dot M. But in the meter, it is a half syllable.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So uh, that's why we want everyone to come, and we're facilitating this session in the mornings, weekday and weekends. I see a few devotees are joining very regularly. Please continue to come, and those who cannot join on the weekdays, at least try joining, consider joining on weekends. And this way we'll develop a habit of getting up early. But suppose you're not able to join any days in the morning, that doesn't mean that you cannot chant, but still in the evening or afternoon, uh, you can chant, please. And I would, please text me personally if you had chanted. I know I'm going to put a poll to see how many are regularly chanting, how many wants to start. But if you are not started yet, please do this, and we can share our experiences in the next class. So let's thank the Lord for this wonderful knowledge by chanting 11 times. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, devotees. If you have any questions, we can take now. Kiran Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me this chance for asking a question. Mataji, I have just one simple question. Uh, what is the sign that your bhakti is getting accepted by Lord? I mean,
Yeah,
what are
that's
the symptoms that we will watch in ourselves that we will feel that it's going in the right direction?
if we have our enthusiasm to chant and read and do the activities of bhakti is increasing, or at least is constant and not decreasing, that means our bhakti is getting accepted. That is one way to measure.
But sometimes, Mataji, what happens is we are extremely high. Like we can say, हमारी तीव्रता इतनी high है to get into bhakti. But some days suddenly it goes down to like very minimal also.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
it
I
is.
get confused that am I on the right track or wrong track?
Oh, no, no, you are on the right track
Mhm.
because an acharya who's a previous spiritual master in the lines, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has written a book about the stages of how a person who's following Bhakti Yoga, what all he undergoes. And one of that he says is Ganatarala, means thick and thin. Some days it is thick, some days it is thin. It is true. But then we need to continue to do because our determination will keep bring it steady because it's like a sine wave, right? So the sine wave after some time becomes a straight line of continuous enthusiasm. So it is normal for anyone in the beginner stages to feel this. Some days so high, some days so low. But we want to always, keep it high. So as long as that is there and we continue to do, even if we are low, we don't give up whatever we have promised to Krishna. Like, okay, reading one page of Bhagavad Gita, chanting one round, or whatever our commitment to the Lord is, we somehow pull ourselves to do that. Suppose we are very low, we are not able to do that, then we do it at least on the next day. We do twice. Okay, if I miss reading one page of Bhagavad Gita today, then tomorrow I'll read 2 pages and I will chant 2 rounds if I miss. So, like that way, if we can keep a check on ourselves, then we'll feel, oh my God, if I don't chant today, then tomorrow I have to chant two. I mean, that's too much. So, let me do it today. So, like that, some check and balances, and then uh, talking with devotees whom you feel you can share your mind and ask questions. Sometimes the doubts also and some influence of others what they talk also, we don't know. We may think we are brushing it off, but they are like viruses. They go inside and then they hack our systems. So we need to clean that regularly. So that also will help.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, Shini's question is: some of us like me get up early and chant on my own, but my speed of chanting is different from the online chant. Okay, good. Even for those who are joining in the morning japa call, what I don't know if I had told this, what we recommend is the chanter may be in various speeds, but keep your phone or whatever your device in low volume that it is going in the background and we chant loud enough for us to hear our chanting. So we can do in our own pace, continue to do in our own pace, but we will be like in the room of chanters. Like we get together, like 10 people in a room, we are sitting in a room and we are chanting. Then everybody is chanting, we hear. But then we concentrate on our pace and our chanting. So that's how we do it. We recommend to do it even when we join the call in the morning. We don't need to follow the pace of the chanter. Is that okay? Thank you. Prasad, Prabhuji, your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for session today. I sometimes, I mean, like it's the mind control. So sometimes if I miss chanting or like misreading Bhagavad Gita, so like then I go in like a guilty mode. Okay, so today you did not do your thing, so I feel like guilty, and until I read Bhagavad Gita. I mean, I really feel like reading it, but like somehow, like if I miss, right? So my mind goes into that guilty mode. So
That's
not sure
good.
how can I, yeah.
That's good. So that we don't miss much. That way we become regular in that. So we don't, I mean, it's not, it shouldn't be, we shouldn't feel so hopeless and low. Oh, I did not read. But we should think and see why was I not able to read today? I mean, I have done this because I learned from one of my teacher. that at the end of the day, like if I hadn't done my chanting or reading, then I'll go back in the day and see what did I do. Oh, probably I wanted to send a message in WhatsApp, and then there is somebody who sent a link in Facebook. I clicked that link, I went to Facebook, and 2 hours is gone. Oh, this is why I didn't do that. Or, somebody I wanted to call someone for some reason, but then you end up talking more, and then so like this we figure out where did we lose time. And so it can be avoided if we can uh, fix a time that generally we don't get disturbed much. And so that's why sticking to a time will help the regularity. The time can be any time in the time of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, midnight, any time. But yeah, if we can stick to one time and then time box that, okay. That's why we have a reading call also, and we follow, okay, 7:15 to 7:30 we read. There's a reading call in Bhagavatam that's going on. So all people log in at 7:15 and 7:30 they're off. Only 15 minutes. But that 15 minutes, 4 days a week makes it an hour a week of reading, which we will not be able to do on our own. So like that way we can time box and say that, okay, this time I will do this. And in that time when somebody calls, when something happens, we don't take the call. Unless and otherwise it's very urgent, we don't take, and we commit to that. So these are all some tips that we can follow. But yeah, feeling bad that we are not able to do is good, so that we will not miss much.
Yeah, and one more question. Yesterday, I was going through some recent news about the Dwaraka cities. So they have been doing all the scientists have been like trying to find like how old those structures are. So looks like they have findings of, I mean, it goes back to 8,000 years, right? So we hear different things from different people, right? Like scientists say like it goes back 8,000, and when we go by books it's like different. So how can we really trace back the time? Do we have like an exact time when was the city was live and like when it went underwater, all those?
Yeah, so scientist is also inference method. How they infer? By some carbon dating, and then they say this could be that. There's so many assumptions in that also. That's why they differ. Even among scientists, they differ. Some say 8,000, some prove it is 6,000. But the scriptures, now, the time thing of Brahma, if you see Brahma's life and the Kali Yuga, which there is no change in that. It's very fixed. Kali Yuga is only 432,000 years, nor not 430, nor 434. And it has been so set in rotation and it's going on. That's how ancient people were able to predict eclipses, and much before the science astronomy grew in the last 200 years. There is so much scientific advancement. Before that also, uh, all those astronomical solar and lunar eclipses were predicted, and people were following that. So how this exact precision of time? So the scriptures, the proof of the scriptures is called Shabda Praman. Means when the scriptures say something, then they don't exaggerate it, and it is said, it is followed, it is given down, it is passed down from sages. It's not anybody's interpretation. So the scriptures are, uh, you know, most accurate, and the science, like, trying to be, and many times what the science finds is correlating to the scriptures, sometimes it is not. And so it's a question of faith, where we put our faith in. And the scriptures have known to not exaggerate and cheat, and that's what we learned from the beginning, right? Vedas or manual of life, and so they tell the more precise time. We can talk about this more later, but in a crux, that method of pramana, shabda pramana, or listening to the authoritative source, is a more perfect knowledge.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Santosh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the session and thank you for the tips. So one question I have is like, I mean, early morning we try to join, but we cannot make like, sit in one place and do the japa because like we have morning choir, school, kids going to school, this, that and all, like we're busy. But then we'll still be listening and make sure that we don't miss darshana and we just complete that part. My question to you is that counted? And also what I do is when I drive, I keep that Hare Krishna mantra chanting going on the audio as well as I chant together. So my question is it counted or we have to sit in one place and do the japa?
Okay, yeah. So it is good that you're hearing that in the morning. And I know morning has some, kids' buses come at 7, and many people are able to do that. But those are all like uh, listening to something. If you have to write an exam and then you're given a book, okay, you listen to somebody audio book and someone give an explanation, but then it is nothing like you reading it on your own. Kids nowadays chat GPT the answers. I tell them you're cheating yourself. Chat GPT is cheat GPT. So very easily you can put the answers now, but in the exam there will be no chat, no GPT. You will be struggling to do that. So the point is, when we have to write an exam, then we are given a syllabus, then we want to do it ourselves. We want to read the books or hear the audios and try to do the quizzes, and we are serious in that. So morning you may be chanting and you may be putting and hearing on the uh, thing also. All those only aid,
Mhm.
but really our connection starts when we give that 10 minutes of time. It starts from 10 minutes of time. That Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we chant 108 times, it can be in the evening also, immediately after you come from work. The first thing we can do is chant one mala. So
Okay.
you can see that is like a personal interview with the Lord, and in that, the spiritual advancement will be more tangible and much faster. And than these, only the other things like hearing and driving while hearing helps,
Mhm.
but it's they won't give that much effect as we taking some time off exclusively for chanting and doing that.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. I mean, when I'm driving, I'm also chanting.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
chanting
true.
with
But
my,
our attention is not
yes,
completely,
yes.
of course,
Attention is on the road. So that's why.
right?
Thank you,
Yeah, and
Mataji.
it's good to chant and hear. Otherwise, all these days we might be hearing something else or thinking about something else. That is good, but still, what Krishna is telling is undeviated attention, because that is what will go into the depths of our heart, and at the end of the life will manifest that
Okay.
undeviated attention.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, devotees, I think we are done with the questions. Thank you all for joining. And so those in Charlotte, I put the group and wanted to connect with you all, and also for those who are in Toronto and other parts of US also, we want to uh, connect, maybe do a Zoom call separately for each group and try to see how we can connect you to the local programs and what else we can do. We'll try to do that. Those who are in Charlotte, tomorrow we have every Friday we have an in-person program. If you're in the north, if you could come to north, it is in Harrisburg. You can text me if you would be able to make it, or in Charlotte, then I can send you the details. And also, it's a in-person. We'll all get together, chant and do some kirtan and learn Bhagavad Gita. Tomorrow we'll be doing from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Prasadam. So want to invite everyone whoever can come. Thank you, devotees, for staying back. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'll post the shloka audios. please go through that throughout the week and take time to memorize. And we can, if you have any questions also, we can keep in touch, asking in the chat. And hope to see you all soon. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.